Hey, it's PT here, checking on you about midweek. I know that Sunday was a tough one for many of us with the word that was spoken about how did you get here? How did this idea get here? How did certain people in our lives get? How did certain situations in our life get to this very vulnerable, very intimate, very place of blessing? We drew on Matthew chapter 22 when Jesus taught about the royal banquet and how the one person got past the people at the front handing out the robe being a symbol of the blessing, the lifestyle, the commitment to a different way of representing oneself and their ideologies. And how did he get into the inner part of the banquet? How did he get to the place of blessing without the commitment, without the robe of blessing? How did you get to this point without having committed yourself to the ideals of the blessing, of the favor? How did you get to the point of favor? And so we had to ask ourselves, a lot of us were confronted with a truth that perhaps we haven't done everything that we need to be in a place of blessing. How did you get here? And so that puts us on shaky ground and unstable ground when we have to wonder, okay, you know what? I know that I've kind of faked it to make it, and I want something more authentic. We always want a more authentic message or truth or leadership or guidance, but are we living authentic lives? Are we willing to do the work? Are we willing to commit to the daily practices and ideas and change and growth that is required for you to maintain and sustain that which you are trying to attain or obtain? So I want to challenge you this week to continue to meditate on the word at the end of our last series, Ready. I want you to continue to meditate on it. I want you to begin to ask yourself, am I committed? Am I committed to the way of thinking that's going to be required of me in order to in order to wear the robe, in order to walk away from the banquet after the 7 days of celebration is over? If you go back to Matthew 22 and what I taught you on Sunday, after that has ended, the celebration has ended, am I able to walk back into society wearing the robe, basically coming out with this new idea about how I want my life to be? You all, the Bible is rich, just like many other scriptures, is rich with ways to live our life today, not just back then, today. And we break it down into context and culture and time period, but that's in an effort to be able to apply it now. So now, am I able to walk away back into the world with my new ideas about health and fitness? Am I able to walk back into the world with my new work ethic, with my new understanding of what a real loving relationship would look like for me and in my life, and with my new spiritual outlook on life that has nothing to do with religion in any way, but my connection with God? Am I able to take my robe away from the banquet and go back into life and let people know, this is what I believe, this is what I stand for, whether they agree with it or not? So beginning to use these principles, am I committed to it? Am I courageous enough? Do I have the discipline, and what do I need to learn in order to sustain that which I'm asking for? So begin to challenge yourself and understand that even if you have kind of slipped in and found yourself in a place where it seems as though you're favored, you're blessed, but you may not have the foundation, may not have the character yet to sustain it, to go back and say, you know what, I'm committed to this. I don't want to lose the favor. Not that you can lose God's favor or anything like that, but you all know what I'm talking about. I don't want to be on a slippery slope. I don't want to be standing in quicksand and find myself being buried because I don't have the work ethic to support this promotion. I don't have the level of commitment. I haven't done my personal work, emotional work, and mental work, and to sustain this beautiful relationship that's blossoming. Go back and do it. It's not too late. It's not too late. Get connected, stay connected, and begin working on yourself. Begin to reach out to others who are doing work. Become equally yoked with your friends and those people that will hold you accountable and will encourage you. All right? Because that banquet was full of people who received the call, who prepared themselves so that when the invitation came out and said, the food is ready, the celebration is ready, I have a whole lot of blessings that I'm going to hand out to everybody. There were a lot of people who did do what they were supposed to have done. There were a lot of people who were waiting on the outskirts when God said, or the king rather, said, go out and just get anybody. The people who I originally called weren't ready. All of them weren't ready. So go get everybody. There were people who were standing ready outside the palace gates, hungry, thirsty, just waiting for an opportunity. And they got their opportunity. And only that one, the story tells, was not ready. He refused. He kind of slipped in and wasn't committed. Did not wear the robe, was not prepared. So we don't want to be that person. But even if you have been, it's not too late to go back and get prepared so that you can carry what you've been asking, so that you can hold, so that you can keep what you've been asking God for. So let's commit, let's take inventory, and let's start. Let's start. You'll never get anywhere if you don't start, if you don't take the first step. All right. So I'm looking forward to you having a wonderful week. Seeing you again on a Sunday. If you are a regular attendee of the Way, then you know we've got outreach this Sunday. And let's just get ready to bless some other people, all right? As a man soweth, that shall he reap. We sow into our community. We sow into our growth. And we reap growth. We reap abundance. We reap love. All right. Enjoy the rest of your week. This is PT. You know I love you. And I will see you on Sunday.